I mean, we always knew it was going to be incredibly difficult after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. I mean, how do you replace a woman like that? I feel privileged, actually, to have lived through her reign.
What an
to be
amazing woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we lived through an iconic reign. It's like people who lived through the Victorian era and who would have been alive, born when Victoria was on the throne. And because life expectancy was so much shorter back in Victoria days, most of them died with her still on the throne. And with Queen Elizabeth II, she was such an ingrained part of our society and most of our lives. As weird as that sounds, she just was. And also, she never put a foot wrong. And so I always knew it was going to be difficult, but obviously it's been a whole series of very unfortunate events in quick succession. Some of them caused by the absolutely appalling behaviour of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So you've got that. But the health stuff, to see both King Charles and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, struck down by really serious cancer within days of each other.
Do you think that will they both make it?
Yes, but I don't think either of them are well. And obviously for Charles, it's a real concern because of his age. And look, Charles, I don't support a lot of what Charles does, and I have been outspoken against him at times, but I absolutely respect him as king. And I don't think he has put a foot wrong as king. He's been very careful. He's listened to advice. On the whole, he stayed out of political issues. Even when it came to Southport, the way that he dealt with it was pitch perfect. And I think it went against his instincts. And you've got to think there's a cruel irony, isn't there? You wait to get the top job for 7 decades. And within a couple of years of having it, when you've got so much energy, he's always been so focused on his health because he knew that his mum would live a long, fulfilled life, and he can't do the job because of cancer. It's very sad for him.
Yeah, and that makes the whole Harry thing sadder. So I wasn't going to talk about this on the show, but we'll have this as the last little bit, because I mean, you're one of the most informed people in the country, I think, on the royal family. I feel a bit like nervous to say this, but my job is to kind of challenge.
Yes.
And I think I partly believe this to be true. There's a part of the human side of me that has a lot of deep sympathy for Harry. I remember watching his mum's funeral and him and William walking behind, thinking, no young boy should ever have to go through that. And losing your mum that young must be so hard and would just mess you up. And so then how the British media can be quite hounding. And I imagine his life wasn't made very easily. So there's a part of me that has this sympathy for the guy. But then I go, well, look at William. He's not trying to break the royal family apart. Am I right to have any sympathy for him as a human, or is he just ruining everything?
Well, I think you can definitely have sympathy about what he went through as a teenager, without any doubt. That was absolutely appalling. And as a result, he became the most popular member of the royal family. I mean, people forget Harry used to be, in a few surveys, and this was shocking at the time, he was the only royal, other than his own mother, who obviously was an icon, who sometimes would rate with the public as being more popular than the Queen, the late Queen Elizabeth II, which is extraordinary.
He seemed to have quite a fun, cheeky personality at times.
People adored him. And so the thing is, Rob, this guy, as a result of that, and as a result of his immense privilege. So yes, it's terrible that he went through that tragedy in the public eye. But Rob, come on, a lot of people in this world go through absolute trauma and horror as children and have to then pick back up and live their life and they do it without the privilege and opportunity of Prince Harry.
Well, maybe his privilege is the problem, because I look at privilege like that and I don't think it's a privilege. I think it's a curse. I would hate to have been born in the royal family. I earned everything that I've got, and I sometimes wonder if that's a curse.
Well, I think it is a curse in a lot of ways, and I certainly would not want that life. So again, I think it's possible to have sympathy and empathy for him over that. But you knew there was a but coming. Well, no, the but is I'm a real family man, and nothing would ever come between me and my blood relatives, ever. Ever. Now, I know not everyone has that relationship with their family, but Harry did. He had a unique bond with his brother, especially after what they went through. Yeah, it was rocky. It's rocky. A lot of sibling relations are rocky, but it was a unique bond. And his dad had done his best as well in difficult circumstances. And when you think about what Harry has now done to his family, it's unforgivable. It is truly unforgivable. And the problem is now he's trying to worm his way back in. This was always going to happen.
What, because he can run out of money, probably?
Run out of money, but also have regrets.
Yeah.
Basically, all of a sudden, he's starting to think about his father's mortality and thinking, goodness gracious me, I spent 4 years taking this guy to task at every opportunity. But I'm sorry, you have to think about that when you make decisions in life. Life is short. Look at what he did to William and Catherine. Catherine's then struck down with cancer. Yeah, but you're the one, Harry, who completely destroyed her or tried to destroy her in your book by releasing private text messages sent between her and Meghan Markle. So the problem is actions have consequences as adults. I would be very surprised if there was ever any form of proper reunion between William and Harry. But Charles is a different kettle of fish. He loves his son and he wants his son back. But that's not going to be popular, and the public don't want it, and the royal family, most of them don't want it. So it's an interesting one. So no, I think...
Do you think Meghan was the single cause?
Not the single cause, but a huge contributing factor, without any doubt. I mean, you look at her track record in terms of cutting off relatives, cutting off close friends. I mean, I think that's weird and odd. I don't judge people, but I look at my life and I think, who are still my closest friends? The people who I went to school with, because they knew me before I gained any form of infamy or reputation, and they know the real me, and I love them and I adore them as a result. Even though we have stark political differences, I'm so grateful to have those people in my life. And my family are everything to me. Well, she has no one from her past apart from her mother. It's odd.
Do you think the monarchy will be gone in 50 or 100 years? Do you think it's...
No, but I think the jury is out slightly. But I think there's a lot more political revolution that actually has to happen in the UK. And I think that will come before even any discussion. I think actually our monarchy... I mean, I'm a monarchist. I'm a royalist. I would fight to keep it. And I think actually we have so much to be proud of when it comes to our monarchy. And it gives us so much as a country, both financially, symbolically, but also in terms of our national spirit. It's an amazing thing to be able to unite around the royal family. And for a long time we have. But the royal family, of course, is subject to democracy too. There are lots of ways that they could be removed in the future. But as I say, I think there is so much more that needs to happen to properly democratise the UK. So for me, I would immediately look at the House of Lords. I would immediately look at the electoral system, first past the post, having more elections. You know, there's lots of things I think that should come in terms of revolution or reform before anyone looks at the royal family. And I think William and Catherine have absolutely proven too that they leave the royal family in good shape. And I have a feeling their kids are going to grow up to be great young people too.
Now, I've been on a mission for 17 years to help as many people on this planet get better financial knowledge. If, like me, you'd like to make, manage and multiply more money, I recommend that you join my digital financial freedom platform. There you're going to learn my 4 M's of making, managing, maintaining and multiplying more money. And the even better news is there's no risk to you because it costs less than 20 pence a day to join. You can cancel anytime. Join right now. I'll also give you my 12-week Money Mastermind University completely for free. It exposes the banking system and teaches you how to play them at their own game. If you join rob.team right now, you get that completely for free. I'll see you inside with the 10,000 other members in rob.team.